We have a major issue here that has to be talked about, and nobody's really talking about it, except for Newsday, of course. And you know what happens when we click on the article in Newsday. So we have two transmission lines that have failed into Long Island. Two power failures. This is a major, big deal. Of course, nothing on News 12 about it, because I guess when the power is short, I guess the middle of the island will get blacked out while they get to live it up on the South Shore. But anyway, two major power lines have failed. And of course, this is what happens when you try to read the article. Newsday, bleep you. This is important news. You should not be doing this. And I hope the new governor of this state, all I know is if I was the governor, you would not be allowed to do that. If you want to charge people to pay for vital news, then I'll throw all you in jail. How about that? But anyway, luckily there is a way around it. So if you can screen capture it before that thing comes up, we can do it. So this is a major news here. Problems with three major power lines to Long Island, including total outages on two of the largest, led LIPA trustees on Wednesday, because I told you LIPA is still around. They still own the power grid. Led LIPA trustees on Wednesday to approve a measure to pay $67 million to fix a Holtzville power plant that the state planned to mothball. LIPA and grid operator PSEG Long Island have put on hold plans to decommission small peak power plants in Glenwood Landing and West Babylon to help make up the gap for the failure of these two power lines. One of the failures involves a power cable owned by the New York Power Authority called Y49. The cable failed August 6th, the fourth time in the past year. The Y49 cable has a capacity of 637 megawatts, nearly double the capacity of Caithness Power Plant in Yaphank. Another line between LIPA and the Con Edison system, known as Y50, that provides 656 megawatts of capacity, has also failed. And guess where those two power lines go, folks? The middle of the island. That's right, the East Garden City substation. So the Neptune cable between Long Island and New Jersey was reduced to over half its 660 megawatt capacity after a transformer failed earlier this year. It won't be back online until early 2022. So the operating officer says that there is enough power to supply all Long Island. Let's see if we can. Yeah, here we go. So the PSEG's. This is how I do it. I gotta rapidly hit the print screen button. If you know a way around this Newsday paywall, please let me know. I've already tried incognito mode and the outline extension, putting outline there, and it's not working. PSEG Chief Operating Officer Dan Eichhorn said in a presentation to the LIPA board that the utility has enough power to supply Long Island, but with the high heat this week, there will be a heightened state of awareness about making sure we have enough power for Long Island. The utility has programs to reduce electricity usage, including one that automatically raises thermostats of 31,000 volunteer customers and two others aimed at commercial demand. If necessary, PSEG may activate two other programs to reduce demand further. Eichhorn said he expects Long Island to hit a peak usage between 4,800 megawatts and 5,000 megawatts over the next few days, with demand falling off Friday night. The system has a peak generating capacity of 5,948 megawatts. The record peak for Long Island was reached in 2011, was 5,915 megawatts. He thinks we're in good shape. Eichhorn blamed the problems in part on the age of the cables. Y50 was built in 1978 and Y40 in 1990, as well as design issues. LIPA Chief Tom Falcone called the timing of the problems frustrating. We've had a run of bad luck. Falcone stressed that LIPA had adequate reserves to get through the peak summer period. There's some other stuff here that we missed in the article. Again, if you know a way around this paywall, please let me know so I can read this article in its entirety. Newsday, and of course, nothing on the LIPA. LIPA, why don't they share this with the rest of us? No, we only share with Newsday. This is public information you are withholding, and you can't even find it on the website. We have a power shortage. This is serious. They're trying to cover it up. So when the lights go out, nobody will know why. There is... Look, they're saying there is enough power, all right? But the bottom line is this is serious. Newsday should not be charging you for this information. And News 12, of course, because we all know, again, when the power, there's a shortage, you know who's going to get blacked out. You know it's going to be the middle of the island, all right? Especially because the middle of the island is fed by those two cables. Let me show you where these cables go on the thing here. And again, nothing. I mean, I go LIPA News, and no, not LIPA Newsday, LIPA News, and nothing here. Nothing at all. And again, they don't have anything on the website about this. Latest from LIPA. What is this? This is not. They're not talking about this at all. So LIPA has not issued a press release. They're not telling anyone about this. We have a failure of major transmission lines going into Long Island, and of course, it's going to be the middle of the island. Let's look at the power grid. So this is a map of the power grid here, and these two 345 kV lines that you see here going into Long Island go into the East Garden City substation. All right, so if we go into the East Garden City substation, yeah, this is useless, beating the paywall. No, none of those things work. None of them. Ridiculous. There should be a way to beat it. No, I'm not going to have to pay for vital information that could depend on if the power is going to go out in the next 2 days. All right. So all those two lines feed into the East Garden City substation, which is the substation that serves the middle of the island. It's a major substation, and it's right over here, right by Roosevelt Field. This is it right over here. Here's your East Garden City substation. So this is where all the 345 kV lines feed in. Both Y49 and Y50 feed into this substation, and this substation is also connected to the east by a cable that also goes east and west as well. All right, but the bottom line is the middle of the island. This part of we get a lot of power from Y49 and Y50. So if there's a shortage, you know who's going to pay the price. All right. So let me explain to you. Yeah, here it is. So let me explain to you here what's going on here. All right, so let's see. We can actually zoom in, and it'll show you here. Y49 and Y50 are going into Glenwood. Now, Glenwood Landing, we have a small power plant, but the big power plant was dismantled, unfortunately, over there. All right, so we're getting most of our power from Northport and Port Jefferson and Holtzville. And the crosstown cable from Connecticut. So this is all being fed along the middle of the island here. This line right here, and it does go into the East Garden City substation. So if we go and we look at the East Barrett, we're in the West Glenwood area right here. So this is the West Glenwood area. So Y49 and Y50 here, you can see on the map. Here's Y50 and here's Y49. They both go into the East Garden City substation. So we don't have those lines anymore, folks, into East Garden City. And because of that, we are now depending on other lines. We're depending on a couple of lines that... actually, this is East Garden City. So we're depending on... we are depending on some 67 kilovolt lines here that go southwest. And we're depending on... We're depending on these three lines to be fed out from the east from Newbridge substation. All right. So this is a problem for our area because this shortage actually those are major. Those two power lines feed the substation in East Garden City. So now when there's a power shortage, what's going to happen is we're going to be depending on. Now some of these lines are underground here. It's 138 kVs. They're actually underground to Newbridge, but Newbridge is over here. So Newbridge is over here. So we have to now have power fed from Newbridge westward because into East Garden City to keep the middle of the island online. But if there's a shortage, what they'll do is they'll probably turn off the substation in East Garden City, blacking out the middle of the island. And it's just another example of how the middle of the island just keeps getting screwed time and time again. Now, the South Shore system is more independent of Con Ed and more independent of those two lines. So if I go back over here, you'll see here, and this is Northeast now. Sorry, even Northeast is in better shape. But if you go here, scan up here, the Barrett load area, you have a lot of 33 kilovolt stuff, some 67, but a lot of 33, but it's locally generated. And my concern here is that, again, in the event of a shortage, they will not be cut offline. They will keep their power because, again, they're close to the generation. You have the big power plant here in Island Park, which generates a lot of the power for Rockville Center, Lynbrook. It's this power plant right here. Can't really see it, but it's in there. Let's see if we can get up on this bridge. You could probably see it here. There it is. You can sort of see it. There you go. So that generates a lot of the power for that area. And that also feeds over here. You have two lines, twin lines that go this way toward Baldwin and Belmore. You have two, here you go. Two circuits up there that go toward Belmore. Oh, look at that. Nice stuff over there. Look at that. That's going south to Long Beach. But even that area, they're fed off that. And then you have the Barrett load area, which is the Barrett plant, Far Rockaway as well. So this power shortage is a big deal. All right. And if there is, now, if everything goes okay and we have enough power, everything will be fine. But if we don't, we know what's going to happen. We know who's going to wind up getting blacked out. And it's going to be us in the middle of the island. It's going to be this whole area right here. All right. And maybe the North Shore, too. While everybody else in the rest of the island, because again, this is just becoming redlined and it doesn't count. And no matter what, it seems like we just can't catch a break here in the middle of the island. And that's probably why this story is being ignored by our friends at News 12, because if it doesn't affect the South Shore, they don't really care. They don't care if we're all sitting in the dark in Mineola and Roosevelt Field and Garden City and Hempstead and Westbury. As long as they're sitting pretty, having the time of their lives, they don't care what the hell is going on for us. So it's almost 3 in the morning, but I figured I'd share this with you because I was pretty upset to read this, and this should be being talked about. This is very concerning. Thank you for watching.